In this video, we're going to walk through problems 33 through 38 on the Chapter 3 exam review. Now in this section, it says to sketch the solution to each system of inequalities. So right here we've got this y is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 x minus 1. Also y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x minus 3. So we're going to graph both of these and we're going to decide where to shade, and then we're going to shade that region. So this first one, its y-intercept is negative 1, so we're going to start down here at negative 1, and then our slope is negative 1/3, so we're going to go down 1 over 3, or we can go up 1 and back 3. And because it's greater than or equal to, we're going to do a solid line. So if it didn't have that equal to along with it, we'd do a dashed line, but it does, so we'll do a solid line here. Okay, and this one says y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x minus 3. So here's the minus 3, and we'll go positive 1/3, so up 1 over 3, or down 1 and back 3. This one's also a solid line. So okay, so we've got both our lines here. So we need to decide where to shade now. So this one says y is greater than, and this one says y is greater than. So we're going greater than both lines. So if we're talking about this line, we're coming greater than it up here, so it's either this one or this one. And this guy right here is greater than, so it's either this one or this one. And obviously this is the one that we counted in both of them. So we'll shade this thing. We'll come all the way down to there. So this will be the solution region for this system of inequalities. For number 34, we have y is less than or equal to negative x minus 1, and then y is less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. So let's take a look at these. Both of these, again, notice will be solid lines. So let's look at the first one. Negative 1 is the y-intercept, and its slope is also negative 1, so down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, and we'll just follow that, or we can go up 1 and back 1. So we'll just follow that all the way along. And then let's go ahead and use the straight edge to draw this. And again, this is going to be a solid line because it was less than or equal to. So we'll go ahead and draw that in right there. Okay, and the other one is 1/2 x plus 2. So let's go up here, the y-axis, and do 2 for the y-intercept, and it's positive 1/2, so up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, or down 1 and back 2, down 1 and back 2. And again, note, it's going to be a solid line. So here's my straight edge lining up on here. And we'll just draw this line. Okay, so now we need to decide which of these four regions to shade. Which one is the solution region? So y is less than or equal to this negative x minus 1, which is this line, so it's less than this. So we know it's below him, so it's either this region or this region. And this one says y is less than or equal to 1/2 x plus 2. So less than this is either this region or this region. And notice we said this region both times. So this is the solution region. So we'll shade that guy in right there, and that's the answer to number 34. In number 35, we have a couple of lines. Y is less than 2. Notice there's no x in here, so we know this is going to be a horizontal line, and it's going to be at y equals 2. So it'll be a horizontal right up there. And also notice that there's not an equal to with it, so it'll be a dashed line right here. A horizontal right in there. So let's go ahead and do that then. I'll come from below. Right there, and it'll be dash line. There we go. And the other one is going to be y is less than or equal to 3/2 x minus 1, and it'll be a solid line. So we'll have be here at negative 1 and then 3/2 slope. So up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2, or we can go down 3 and back 2. And again, this is going to be a solid line. Okay, so we have both of these lines graphed now. Now we need to decide which region. Up here, this little guy, over here, or over here. So y is less than 2. So if it's less than 2, we know it's going to be below this dashed line. So it'll be this region or this region. Y is less than or equal to 3 halves x minus 1. So it'll be less than this guy. So if it's less than this guy, it'll be him or him. And then obviously we duplicated him or said him twice, because he's the solution region that works for both lines. So it'll be below both of them, so below him and below him. So that'll be the solution region for number 35. Okay, for number 36, we have y is greater than or equal to 6x minus 3, and then y is less than 6x plus 1. Let's go ahead and do this first line, and notice it's greater than or equal, so it'll be a solid line. So we'll go to negative 3, and the slope is 6x, so up 6 over 1. So up 3, 6 over 1. It looks like we can only do the 1 because otherwise we run out of space. So let's draw him, and he's pretty steep, and we said he's solid. Okay, so let's do the other one now, and this one's going to be dashed. And it'll have the same slope, and then but it has a y-intercept of 1. So up 6 over 1 is too many, but we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 down and back 1. So it's pretty steep. Notice these lines are kind of close together, and they are parallel, and this guy will be dashed. Okay? So we know that the solid line is above that. So since it's above the solid line, we know it's going to be over here. And since it's below the dashed line, it'll be over here, which means it's going to be the stuff right in between here. So the shaded region, or the solution region, is the region between these two lines, which they're pretty tight right there. They're parallel lines. So it's everything between the two lines that is our shaded region. So there's the solution for number 36. So for number 37, we have another system here. X minus 3y is less than or equal to 6, and then 5x minus 3y is less than negative 6. Notice neither one of these lines is in slope-intercept form, so we'll have to put them both in that form so we can graph them a little more easy. So I've rewritten them down here so we can kind of work with them individually. So we need to get rid of this x right there, so minus x from both sides. So we'll have the negative 3y is less than or equal to negative x plus 6. And then we need to divide everything by that negative 3 to get the y all by itself. Notice that when we divide by the negative, we switch the sign of the inequality. So then we'll have 1/3 x minus 2. So this is going to be y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x minus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that right up here so we can have it. So y is greater than or equal to 1/3 x minus 2. So let's go ahead and graph him. So minus 2, and then it's up 1 over 3, and we can only do that once to the right, so we'll go down 1 and back 3. We can do it once to the left. And it's going to be a solid line because it has the equal to. So let's go ahead and draw this line in. There we go. And arrows on both sides. Okay. Let's jump back down here and let's go ahead and finish off the other one. So when we minus 5x from both sides, we'll have a negative 3y is less than negative 5x minus 6. And then we'll divide every single term by the negative 3. So it'll be y, and then because we divided by a negative, we'll switch the symbol, and it'll be positive 5/3 x plus 2. So let's go ahead and rewrite that up at the top so we can see a little better. So this one will be y is greater than 5/3 x plus 2. So when we graph this one, we'll start at 2 on the y-axis, and it'll be 5/3, so up 5 over 3, but that puts us way off the graph. Or we can come down 5 and back 3, which actually it's this point right there which we drew earlier. And he's going to be a dashed line because he does not have the equal to. So we'll line these 2 points up, and we'll do a dashed line. Okay, and put arrows on either end. So now we need to decide which region is it. Is it this critter, or this rascal, or this turkey, or this little guy right over here? Let's see. So, as far as the solid line is concerned, it's going to be above the solid line because it's greater than. So it's going to be this region or this region. And we also see that it's going to be above the dashed line, so it's going to be this region or this region. And then we see that this guy got duplicated, so that is going to be the region that we care about. So for number 37, this right here is the solution region. Here we go with number 38, and this is the last one in this section. So we've got two lines here, x plus 2y is greater than negative 6, and x plus 2y is greater than or equal to negative 2. So because neither one of these equations is in slope-intercept form, we need to put it in slope-intercept form before we can graph it. So I've rewritten it down here, and let's work both of them real quick. So I need to subtract x from both sides, so I'll have a 2y is greater than negative x minus 6, and then I'm going to divide everything by 2 to get the y by itself. So y will be greater than negative 1/2 x minus 3. Okay, while we're down here, let's go ahead and do this one as well. So we have 2y is greater than or equal to negative x minus 2. We'll divide everything by 2. So y is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1. So we have this line and we have this line. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite them at the top so we can see them a little better now with our graph. So y was greater than negative 1/2 x minus 3. And then y was greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1. So these were the two lines that we had. Notice this first one is going to be dashed because it does not have an equal sign with it, just a greater than. So we start at negative 3, and its slope is negative 1/2. So down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, or up 1 back 2, up 1 back 2. So we'll be careful here to draw this with a dashed line. There we go. And then the other fella here is y is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 x minus 1. So it'll be the minus 1 there. And notice it's the same slope, so there'll be parallel lines. Except this one's going to be solid, so that'll be easier for us here to draw anyway. Okay. So now we need to decide where are we going to shade this. For our dashed line, it's going to be greater than, so it's going to be above our dashed line. So it's either going to be this guy or it's going to be this guy. For our solid line, it's also above, so really we only have one choice up here. So the only region that overlaps is the one up here. So that is going to be the one that is our answer. So right up here above is the solution region for number 38.